Hey, hello everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, and I know for some people it's also good evening. So, welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi. I am your personal guide on the journey of growth. Today's session, as I told us last week, we have a guest, but let me just quickly do a quick recap of what we have been doing all this in this series. Let me make sure I'm also live everywhere I'm supposed to be live. Because sometimes, okay, yes, I can see Facebook, yes. Let me just confirm Instagram. All right. Everything is working today. That's good. Okay, so I'll just do a quick recap as I usually do so that we know where we are. We started this series on building effective habits because we felt that it was necessary to build effective habits in 2025. Many of us, we have New Year's resolutions and what have you every year. And before the end of January, we've abandoned everything. So I felt that something we need to work on, because I know I need to work on it, is to build habits and to make sure that those habits stick. They're not just New Year's resolutions, but they're habits that have become a normal part of our lives. And we said that a habit is something you just do automatically, something that has just become a part of you. Don't really give it too much thought before you do it. That's you're now running on autopilot when it comes to that behavior or that action. That is what we agree that a habit is in our first session. And we also looked at the fact that these habits are formed by what is called the habit loop. And this is a scientifically proven system that the body uses, the whole system, our whole brain and what have you, uses to learn habits as a cue, something that triggers that behavior. And then once that cue, for example, I like to use my coffee drinking habit as example. The cue is I feel I'm not too awake yet in the mornings. I feel as if, oh, I need a little pick me up. Then the cue leads to a routine, which is the action. I go and make a cup of coffee and I drink. And that action or that routine leads me to a reward. I feel revitalized, energized, ready to face the day. So my brain begins to connect being revitalized with drinking coffee. So any day I don't drink coffee, I don't feel fully awake. So now it has become a habit that for me to feel fully awake, I have to drink coffee. Now, to break that habit, because what we are talking about is not just building the good ones, it's also breaking the ones that are not so good. Because drinking coffee all the time is not the best. At a point, my BP was going up. Nobody could figure out why until I told the doctor that I drink coffee every day. He just told me
Okay.
cut coffee first and see. And I cut coffee first and I saw. I saw the difference. So my brain had already associated the cue. I'm not feeling too active, too awake with the reward. I feel better when I drink coffee. So for me to break the habit of drinking coffee, I had to find something else that would give me the same reward as the coffee. And that's taking forever. I won't tell you I've conquered it because it's taking forever. Because
I love coffee too.
to find something that gives that same reward so that the brain can begin to associate something else with that reward and not coffee has been a hard one. I've tried tea. Tea does not work. It doesn't give the same effect. It doesn't
Um,
give the same effect. So what we are told, what scientists have told us that we need to be, if we don't replace the action that brings the same reward, the tendency is that you cannot break that habit. it will be almost impossible to break the habit. So you always have to find a replacement. So don't just break a habit. This is one thing that came up from our discussions over the past three. I think we've done 3 sessions, if I can remember properly. Is that if you just break a habit and you don't replace it, the brain must get that reward it's looking for. So you go back to the old habits. So this is basically a summary of what we have discussed so far. We looked at, of course, how to break bad habits, and we try to give examples of something that you could use to replace the habit that you're trying to break. All right, so those are the things that we looked at in the past, I think it's 3 sessions. I hope I'm right. Well, whether it's 2 or 3 anyway, with the past sessions that we have done. And today we are going to look at something that I actually came into contact with the or concept of atomic habits. Is it 2 years ago? Yes, 2 years ago. And I didn't, there are things you do unconsciously and you don't realize that there's either,
Okay.
yeah, you don't really realize that this is a proven fact somewhere, or this is
Exactly.
a
Exactly.
concept that is, yes, you just know that this is what you do. So we are going to look at atomic habits in action today. And that's basically the power of tiny, consistent steps, how that helps us um, in life, in forming new habits, in probably breaking the old ones and replacing them with the new ones. That is our topic today. And we have a guest today. So I'm going to read her introduction quickly, very long. Very long. That will
You
tell you
can
that
you
person
can
is
shorten
not,
it.
is not your ordinary person.
Oh,
It's not your ordinary person. So let me find, I had written a shortened form of this long intro. Let me find it. I hope I've not deleted where I wrote it, because I had to just quickly do when I looked at it, I said, no, I have to shorten this. I have to shorten this somehow.
just for someone to have an idea of
Yes.
what
Okay,
one is.
so our guest today is Coach Ifeoma Ogbonna. She's a vibrant mother of 3 adult girls. I was in my mind, I'm like, she's so lucky. She has 3 girls.
Don't
So,
say it
so
loud
lucky.
though.
You don't understand. Until you add voice to that mix, you will know. She's a trained medical assistant and the founder of Balanced Living Consulting, a coaching company that empowers individuals to manage stress, avoid burnout, and find work-life balance. Honestly, I've been in her classes. I've been in some of her classes, and she understands these things. This is not oh, she knows the theories, she knows the practicals. I can tell there are some things that she says, I'm like, oh, I never thought about this. So truly she knows her onions, as they say. She holds a degree in food technology and Bible theology and has over 9 years of medical experience. Is a published author of 3 books and a journal, including Sailing Through Life, Create the Life of Your Dream, Finding Balance, journal. She has a special passion for helping mothers. Kochifi is a voice in stress management, global voice, not local voice, so global in stress management, self-care, purpose delivery, and productivity. So welcome with me, Coach Ifeoma Ogbonna, as she takes the session for today. Atomic Habits in Action, the power of tiny, consistent steps. Welcome, Coach Ife.
Thank you so much. I'm always honored and privileged to speak. Thank you so much. As I was preparing for the session, I have a lot of sessions this month, and I'm
Mm.
grateful for that. And my daughter said to me, "Mama, you have a file, speaking engagement. Wow." I say I'm privileged, and I don't take it for granted because when I prepare to speak or anything, I let it work on me, and I see where I can improve
Yeah.
myself, and it's always a blessing. So thank you so much for being here. from what you are for having me here, sorry, from what you have said already, you have really said the basic of the things I'll be dwelling on today. You know, doing small, consistent action. It's all about transformation. That's the truth. We all want to, we have something in our minds, we have something, a dream, we have a goal, and we want to go from this to that. That is just what we all want to do at the end of the day. That means where we want to be is not where we are, and we want to get there. So the truth is that as much as we are all trying to rise up to our goals, we see that some of us, many don't achieve it. Many don't achieve it when we are trying to rise up to our goals. Many don't achieve it. When you go back to school, how many of you went to school? How many of you now finally went into university? How many of you are working? If you have been with some kind of companies, I know I was in some kind of network companies. You see that you are so many that start, but no, not everyone. Only a very few rise up to that goal that you want to get
Yeah.
to. Very few. So, but what we all do, we all fall down to our systems. And I like that. That is what James Clear, the person that wrote Atomic Habits, said. He said, you do not rise up to your goals. You fall down to your systems. We easily go back to our natural self. We easily go back to the way we were built. So, and the aim of what we are supposed to do is to build ourselves in that way that when we fall back to it, we'll be moving forward. So that's the plan. Like there's one thing I learned. I attended a boot camp some three years ago. It's about my natural default being peace. And I was affirming it and doing it in my life. It becomes natural for me. It becomes natural for me. But because I'm always doing it, so now it's for me and I was going to drop her at the train station. So she just told me a time, but she didn't really tell me the specific time. So on the way, I realized that, wow, we are really, really short on time. That means we're getting to the train station. The next 1 minute, you are supposed to be inside the train. That means no red light, no nothing. So as we're driving, sometimes there will be a red light. She'll say, Mama, I just kept calm. I just said, what's
Yeah.
the worst thing that's going to happen? What's the worst thing? So she'll be doing like she was like this, because she had a class. She has a class she has to attend in the university, like this. And I said, I was just driving, and I said, Mommy, what is the limit here? And I said, listen, what's the worst thing that can happen now is for me to have an accident for different things. And today of all days, our train sometimes used to used to have delays, but today, no, it was on time. So, but I was so proud of me that I didn't lose my peace. I just continued driving, and that is what I was not always like this. I carried my worry on me. I carried all those things, but it was just those little habits that started that comes to this place. So you fall back on your system. So in talking about doing small things consistently, I want to talk about two things. One, having the end in mind. So my first question for you, what do you want to achieve? What is your why? In what area do you want to achieve something? In what area do you want to see transformation? In what area do you want to see change? So that's the first question I want you to, to answer. You want to lose weight? You want to become fit? You want to start writing a book? You want a better life? You want to, whatever you want to do, you have to have that in mind. That's the first step. Second one, you also mentioned it is do you want to start a new habit, or you want to stop a particular one? Because so many of us, we don't even need a new habit. We just need to break a particular habit that is a big problem. So let
Yeah.
me give you an example. There's a bread here. It's called Keze bread. They are small. They are small bread. And before I even came to this city, my old city where I was, and there's a particular shop that I love to buy that bread. So if I enter that shop, and there's a way they make shops that when you enter into the shop, the first things you're going to see are the freshly baked things. You see them before you go to other things. So this bread is just come out, just see this casing bread, soft, just it's close to agege bread
Like,
for me,
I
you know.
wanted to say, is it like I get bread?
It's close to agege bread for me. So
Yeah.
anytime I enter the shop, I would buy that bread. And so it was a time where I didn't want to eat bread. I love to eat bread, but I didn't want to eat bread. So I find myself, I enter this shop, I must buy this bread. I'll buy it, I'll put it in my bag, I'll get to the car, I'll be feeling, let me just take a bite. I'll just take a bite of it and put it in my mouth. When I get home, my children will know that, maybe they'll see that I bought one or two things from that shop. They will go to my handbag, they will see that bread inside. And sometimes it's only that one bite to satisfy something that I take, then they'll take the remaining one. And I kept on doing this thing, you know. So funny enough, when you read that book, Atomic Habits, you realize that that was it. If I didn't go to that shop, I don't get to buy that bread.
Mhm.
I
Exactly.
don't get to buy that bread if I don't get to that shop, because at home I don't really, I love it, but okay. But immediately I passed that place, I was going to buy that bread. So I have to break that habit. If I break that habit, it will also help me to achieve my goal of weight loss, for example. So sometimes it's creating habits, sometimes is um, breaking habits. And in having those tiny, small steps, you have to know that it's not in intensity. It's
Mhm.
not in, man, today I went to the gym. I was 10 hours in the gym. The next time we're going to see you in the gym is in 2, 3 months' time.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. But
Hmm.
me, if I now me that goes 1 hour or no 20 minutes in the gym or 10 minutes in the gym, but I keep going, I'm telling you, I'm more likely to increase that number of hours than somebody that goes intensively once, because for your body will be so tired. You just feel, oh my
Hmm.
God. When you think of the gym, you think of tiredness, you think of, oh, it's too much.
Exactly. Hmm.
You get discouraged.
Hmm.
But if you make it small, when you make it small, you are more encouraged to continue. So it's not about intensity. So when you're trying to change a habit, or trying to break one, it's not about the intensity of it. It's about you being consistent in anything you are doing in life. Choose consistency over intensity. Someone said, I'll also bring it in part of my talking, try to have no 0 days. The first time I heard that thing,
Yeah.
I was saying, you want somebody to be working every single day? No, it must not be every single day. It depends on the days you decide to do something. If I say, okay, I want to go to the gym every three times in the week. Those 3 times in a week, I give myself no 0 days. The day I cannot go to the gym at home, I will now do like this for
Small.
5 minutes
Yeah.
and mark it up and say, okay, I did it for today. So you have to be determined and say, no, I'm not going to have 0 days, no
Mm.
excuses. If you are writing, because I'm going to be using writing, weight loss, gym as example. So if you are writing, you tell yourself, okay, I want to be writing 6 times in a week, 6 days in a week. It doesn't matter whether it's only 5 sentences you made. You just decide to write 5 sentences every day or those days. And I bet you me, on some of those days that you didn't want to even write more, when you start writing those 5 sentences, it will go to 10, it will go to
Yeah.
20. So
Exactly.
the first thing I'll tell you, have no 0 days on those things that you want, those habits you want to do. Have no 0 days, and also learn to continue even if you fail.
Mm.
For
That's
example,
very important.
I decided not to eat much, and I realized, oh, I've eaten much today. Okay, let me just cancel all the eating. And let me cancel, like my kids, using them as an example. We're trying to lose weight. We're trying to stay fit. So this holiday, we didn't want to buy juice and malt and things like that. So my first daughter was really holding on. Even when I bought more, she now asked, Mama, are you trying to tempt me? She held on. So I think on Sunday she took the first malt. So then in the evening, another month, she now said, no, no, no. I know it's holiday, but no, no, no. So you can always press restart. If you said, I'm going to
Yes.
eat healthy today, and you woke up and you ate something big, don't say, Okay, I didn't get it today. Then in the afternoon, you still ate something big. In the night, you see something big. No,
Mm.
give yourself the grace to restart.
Yes.
You understand? So when you fall,
Mm.
give yourself the grace to restart. Okay, it has happened though. Good. Now, that's the way you can always have a system to fall back on. That's the way you can always have a system to fall back on. So when I'm talking about atomic, we're not talking about big things. We're talking about small things. Atoms are things you cannot see with your eyes. They are
Mm-hmm.
just small things. And habit is something you do all the time. It becomes a ritual. It becomes something that you do automatically without thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our aim, to do small things all the time.
Yeah.
Like they say, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean.
Exactly.
To do small things, to do them all the time, and to progress. Small things all the time, progress. We're not looking for perfection.
Exact perfection is not even. I
We're
don't
looking
know
for
how to say it's not
progress.
even achievable, but
So today I've been going to the gym
Mhm.
I always go to the gym, and sometimes you just feel, ah, man, this my gym. I'm not seeing it. I'm watching my food. I'm not seeing it. So there's a machine. There's a machine. I'll call it a machine we have at my working place, whereby when you climb on it, it will measure your height and your weight. Then you put in your date of birth and everything. It will now tell you the places you have fat, the places you have muscles and everything. So I climbed that machine, and the result came out, and I was surprised. It says, on your legs, your muscles are 100%. Because when I go to the gym, what I do, I go on the laugh band. Sorry, I go on the treadmill.
brand new.
That's what even if I don't do any other thing, that's what I started with. I'll just go on the treadmill, finish, and go home. So that thing, when I on this machine, the muscles on my leg were really muscles, were just muscles on my leg. So I
Mm.
was not working on my tummy, or I was working a little bit of my on my hands. I was drinking water very well. So it showed me, my water intake is very good. That machine could show you all those things. And what I was so happy that this consistency, even though I didn't want to go to the gym, I'll still go and do the treadmills, and it encouraged me. So I started now to do my tummy. And what happened? You want to do this plank whereby you stay like this.
Mm-hmm.
First time I tried it, 1, 2, 3, I just fell down. I said, okay, maybe this one is not for me. Let me look for one that I'll sit down. But the truth is that plank is a very good something for your
Or
tummy. Yeah.
mm.
So I started from 5 consistently. Now I'm doing 10. Now I'm doing 15. Like that. If I had given up, no, I want the hard one, I will not even start.
Yeah.
I will not even start. So the problem is that we all want to start big. We all
Yeah.
want to start big, and it holds us back. Remember, you don't have to be great to start. I love that word, but you have to start to be
To be
great.
great. Sure.
So start it, get your why. Another, for example, I was just using things in my life that helped me. Silence. I needed silence in my life. I do this savers. Savers is one thing I recommend to anyone. If you want to start doing things regularly, if you want to start doing a good habit regularly, use the savers method. And part of the savers method is, one of them is silence. And as Christians, we also do silence, whereby we pray to God and we want to have time whereby we want to receive from Him. But you see that you just close your eyes like this, and your mind is running wild.
All
Your
the
mind
thoughts
is
you have not had
going
before, you have them at that
everywhere. So sometimes even 30 seconds, my mind, of course, I'm silent and I'm quiet in a quiet place, but my mind is not quiet. My
point.
mind cannot be quiet for 30 seconds. But I just kept on doing it. I just wake up, I just say, okay, my talent time. I kept on like that. I kept on like that. So first of all, you have to know why, because that's like that. What you said, this loop, the cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. Why am I doing that? How do I feel at the end of the day? So I'm doing my silent because I need strength. I'm doing my silent because I need clarity. You understand? So by the first time I really did it, that I really could just really release myself, and so the clarity I got became my pushing, my reward that made me to, it does not matter, even though it's 2 minutes I get at work, that where somewhere I can just even say, even though it's the toilet, and just get back to myself and just be silent, I do it. So your why is very, very important. Your why is very important. You're writing a book. Before, all my life, I wanted to write a book,
Mm.
but I never got started. So the first book I wrote, Selling Through Life, was a compilation of me going live for 47 days, and I put it together. So my second book, that was a signature of my stress management. It was difficult for me to start. Then I joined a group, and that's one thing that can help you to start small. Find people with the same mindset, people that want to achieve the same thing. I
Mm.
also use my daughter as an example before I continue. She wanted to start going to the gym, and she knows that it's difficult for her. So if she doesn't feel like, she will not go. You understand? I'm a person that, even if I feel like, I don't feel like, when it says there time for gym, I carry myself up and I move. That's the kind of
Mm.
person I am. You understand? But she didn't feel like. But what did she do? She registered at a gym with somebody that always goes, and
Wow.
somebody that maybe they have the same classes in school. So even though she doesn't want to go, so let's go. Then she goes with that person. So those tiny habits, as tiny as they are, sometimes they are difficult. So get someone that helps you out, that can help you out in doing them. So, like I said, in this group that it was a 6 weeks writing challenge that we had, and the challenge was write every day. We had a target of, each person should put a target for themselves. Yeah, you put a target for 500 words, put a target for 1,000 words, put a target for a page, and do it. And
Mm.
it doesn't matter whether you wanted to do it or not. Somebody will remind you. Have you written something down? Some people say,
Mhm.
no, I forgot. They say, okay, go and write a word, go and write a sentence. And you find out that 60% of those people that just went to write a sentence wrote more than a sentence.
Yeah,
That
accountability.
that helped accountability, exactly. That also helped. Even there were small habits, but sometimes it's still difficult because of, it's not in our system already. It's not yet in our system. We don't
Mm.
fall back to it. For example, no matter how tired I am, I know there are some things I must do. No matter how tired I am, if I'm not heard from my kids, even the sleep, I'll wake up from the sleep like this. I've not heard from this person. That
Yeah.
is not my system. That's not my normal way of life. So the plan is to get it into your system. So why should you make it tiny? Tiny is because it's achievable. Make it achievable for you. Make it very simple. How simple can you make it? You want to start drinking water. How simple can you make that tiny habit? Put the water by your side. If you want to put it by
Yes.
your side, put it near your put it near your bed by your side. That's the first thing you can do.
Mm.
The habit is small. You want to drink water because you want to be healthy. Then put it by your side. That's the first thing you can do, for example. Another thing you can do, I don't want to get up to go and get my sorry, what's the word of English? My flask soda, my bottle. You make it attractive. Get a nice bottle. So I have one that somebody gave to me during the Christmas with my name, Coach, if you written on it. I would
Oh,
love to drink from it now. You understand? So it's also
yeah.
motivating. It's also motivating that I have it near my my bed. So make it small so that you don't have excuses. So if I have it in my bed, I cannot say why I do not drink water in the morning. You understand? Try and remove that excuse of that small thing. Try
Yeah.
and remove it. So what's going to make you not do it, or what's going to make you do it? If it's an habit you want to stop, what will make you do it? What will make me go and buy that bread is that shop, and I love that shop because I love their product. So what's going to make me buy it? So right now I send my daughter mostly to shop, and sometimes when I tell her, okay, buy Keze broth, she'll say, Mama, would you eat it?
Mm-hmm.
But do you understand? So you have to know, um, um, how do you create fewer excuses for that tiny goals? because what you
Yeah.
want is consistency, something
Mm-hmm.
that will make you to do it every day. So how do you make it easier? You know, also you going to the gym, for example, you can tell yourself, ah, how do I make it easier going to the gym? You can say, okay, I'm just going to go 10 minutes. If you like
Exactly.
somebody laugh at me or they don't laugh at me, I'm going to go to only 10 minutes and go
And
out
go
again.
home. Mm-hmm.
Let us make it small, you know, and make sure that you how will I put it? Make sure that you take action easily. You have made it small. Let it be something that you can just easily take action. You say you're going to drink water. You put it, that's my bed there, and this is the table. Do I put it here? No. I have to put it, maybe I'll just turn like this. I'll just take it. Not
Exactly.
just in your room. It's close to you, yes. You have put it there, taking a small action. I want to drink water is here. But now, for example, I wanted to show you my bottle. It's not
Yeah.
close to me.
Mm-hmm.
So make it in where you can easily take action. You want to go to the gym. How can you easily take action? For example, I could not go to the gym for a long time because I did not have the time to go to the gym. But when I said no, no, I needed, I found a way. I made it easier for myself. When I'm coming back from work, on the days I don't work long, there's a gym on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So I made it easier for myself, whereby I'll take my things to work. From work, I'll just go there, then I'll go home. So make it something you can easily take action.
Yeah.
Take action to do those things. And part of it is you knowing the kind of person you are. I'll be the last person to go to the gym in the night, in the evening or in the night. What you see me is that you can see me in the evening taking a walk, but in the night you will not see me. So know yourself to take these tiny, consistent actions. When are you sure you will take that action the most? Put it there. I can go to the gym by some of our gyms here are open 24 hours. I can go to the gym by 6 o'clock. I can go to the gym by 5 o'clock, but I know I cannot go in the evening. So if I know I want to take these small actions consistently, I have to know myself. Okay, I want to drink water often. We have normal water where I am, and we have water with gas. And
Mm-hmm.
for me to increase my drinking, I have to have the one that has gas.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I know myself.
Mm-hmm.
So know yourself. Then to make this, you have fewer excuses and to make it work for you. You want to start writing. You know that if you don't write in the morning, you will not write. Me, I can write in the evenings. Why some people, their evenings, they don't have time to write. So these are the small things that you can use to make that your tiny habit more consistent. What kind of a person do you want to be 2025? I'm asking our viewers, what kind of a person do you want to be? Me, I started this year, I said I want to be limitless.
Mm.
But being limitless is just a word. It comes with a lot.
Yeah.
So if I want to be limitless, what are the habits of a person that is limitless?
Limitless. Exactly.
So you want to be an author. What are the habits of someone that is an author? You want to be a boss. What are the habits of someone that is a boss? You want to be a well-renowned or a well-known athlete. What are the habits of that person? So you have to know yourself. You have to know your dream. So I'm asking you this 2025, but that's in the second quarter, the beginning of the second quarter. What version of yourself do you want to see this year? That's number one. I want to see a limitless me. I don't want anything to stop me. That is my the version of me I want to see. So what habits can I now start doing that align with this vision of myself to make me this person? So I know I have to be healthy. I know I have to be fit. I know I have to be bold.
Mm.
I know I have to talk. I have to approach people. I have to send emails. I have to attend courses. I have to give courses. I have to do all those things. So you have to now know what version of yourself. That was the first thing, having the end in mind. Don't just set goals, set the kind of person you want to become in those goals. So after you now know, okay, this is the person I want to be. I want to be figure eight. I want to be um I pray that my computer is giving problem. I pray that my alcohol does not my battery does not run down. You have to
Okay.
know that kind of person you are. Then you start putting things in place to get to that person. You understand? For
Mm.
example, part of me being that person I want to be, I don't want distractions. I want to be limitless, so I don't want distractions. So part of the habits I have to do, for example, using this cue, craving, respond, and reward. My reward is to achieve that limitlessness, to achieve those things I want to achieve. That's the reward I want to be. So now I know, okay, I don't want distractions. I want to live healthy. I have my phone. What do I do? And I need my phone all the time. My meditation apps, they are on my phone. So I have my other phone. So my other phone, I put my meditations. I don't receive WhatsApp call on them because that's where
Mhm.
my alarm is also. So before, it was difficult for me. When my alarm rings normally, I off my alarm and on my meditation. But sometimes in the process of offing my alarm and on my meditation, you have seen one or two
You
messages.
checked, yes.
So I
Yeah.
needed to break that habit, because sometimes some of them are important messages that you have to, maybe a colleague now wrote and see, I'm not coming to work, but I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that as the first thing I'm doing, getting up. So I had to break that habit, get another. I already have another phone whereby it's only my kids that can reach me on that phone, and I just off my alarm and immediately on my meditation. I immediately on my meditation. Okay, I want to have the habit that I get up when I'm supposed to get up and do what I'm supposed to do. Sometimes it's difficult for some people. Some people that I coach, they say, they'll tell me that they are there. So okay, you need to get up 1 hour earlier. That's the habit you need to get up, you start with. And there's one thing I teach: start with one or two new habits, not more than that.
Yeah.
It will
Don't
be too
crowd
much
it.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Start with one or two habits at most and do it over a longer period. Don't change so many things. You get tired, you just get fed up. So start with one or two. So when I tell them that, so there's one particular one, and she's a mom, and I tell her, how can you be waking up when your kids are waking up? No, 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 no. And you are stressed. Of course, they're going to be stressed. So we need to get you to wake up at least 1 hour before time. And I say, she cannot get up. Now when she gets up, she will say, she still has time, she still has time. I say, okay, this is one of the things that I do. If I know I'm tired for whatever reasons, I just get up to go to the toilet. I tell myself, okay, I need to go to the toilet. And once I get to the toilet, I tell myself, that's the end. You're not going back. You're trapped. You're not going back to the bed. So I told, and it worked for her. I said, don't you want to go to the toilet? Drink more in the night. So you have to go to the toilet in the morning. And you tell yourself, it's gone. You have gone to, though for some people it's difficult. They can still go to the toilet with one eye closed and
Yeah.
come back to bed.
And go back to sleep.
So
Yes.
some people might not work for them, but for some people it can work. Whereby you tell yourself, I'm going to go to the toilet. It works for me. And once I'm in the toilet, it's my day has started. I tell myself, oh, I'm up. I'm up. So I start my day. So, but those are little things. Just getting up, telling myself I'm going to go to the toilet. So that's for me right now. Any day is difficult for me. I tell myself that I want to go to the toilet, and I go.
Sorry.
So
Let
no
me,
problem.
there's something, what you said about going to the toilet. I remember that my daughter used to tell me that if she wakes up to go to the toilet, she doesn't touch her eyes. Even if no matter what is happening to that eye, is itching, is doing anything, she will not touch it. Because once she touches, maybe to clean the eye, she's awake. She won't go back to sleep. So, I mean, it could be something as small as that. So, when you want
Exactly.
to keep awake, you don't want to go back to sleep when you have woken up in early morning to go to toilet, clean your eyes. And I've tried it, actually delays your going back to sleep. Even if you go and lie down, you won't be able to sleep immediately because you have cleaned all the, I don't know what they call all the small, small things that come out from
That
our
comes
eyes
out.
in the night. Yeah. So little things. Very little. You don't need very large things. Small things, but be consistent in it. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So even you, maybe as a Christian, you want to read your Bible every single day.
Mm,
That's what you want to cultivate. Like I said, first of all, you know that's your goal. You want to become more versatile in the Bible. You want to become more fit. I remember my daughter, she tells me, "Mama, do you know? Is right now I'm understanding some things. Some things she just they went to Sunday school, they went on to all their classes, overcomers class and everything, but she was just like school. But right now, she's experiencing it herself because she's now reading and understanding. So in case you know, so okay, would we want to understand the Bible? And the Bible is not a very attractive book to read sometimes.
mm-hmm.
Some books of the Bible, if you are not really so much in love with the Bible or something like that, it's difficult for some people to read, except there's a click that comes to you and you know that you desire it. So how do you make it attractive for you to read? You know, you don't say, okay, to read a chapter might be much for you. You cannot read a verse, you cannot read a phrase, you cannot read a passage, you cannot read a particular story. You
Yeah.
know, make it easy for yourself. Choose the lighter books to read, or you can start by listening to the Bible.
That's what
You
I
know,
wanted to say. Yeah.
make it easy make this tiny step easy for yourself. Nobody's coming to give you result. It's your life. You know what you want to achieve. And
Mm-hmm.
if you really, that's the truth, if you really want to achieve those things, if you really want to achieve those things, you have to work on those things. So keep them as simple as possible. So in having those simple steps, in creating those simple steps based on where you want to see yourself, you are trying to make them very simple. You're trying to remove all the excuses and all the obstacles. Still yet, some things will happen bef- till till it becomes a system. You have to fight. You know, it's just like two things. A child that is growing up, you want to stop breastfeeding a child and you want to train a child to be going to the toilet themselves. Those two things are difficult things for a parent to do. But because they know, a mother knows, I cannot breastfeed this child forever. That is the goal. Secondly, a mom knows, I cannot continue to wear um pampers for my child forever. So
Yeah.
you have to change. You understand? So in creating those habits, it takes hard work, it takes smart work, but you need to put in those work, and that is the consistency. So if you know, okay, I need to stop my child from using pampers in the night, you cannot say, today I take him to the toilet. He wants to go. Maybe you decide to be taking him 3 times in the night to the toilet, and you now do 2 o'clock, 12 minutes you take him, 2 o'clock, oh, I'm tired. By 3 o'clock he has made it on the bed.
Mhm.
Then tomorrow again you start again. No, so you have to, there are small things, those are small things, but you still have to be hard on yourself. That's the truth. There's no way. We talk about a lot about smart work is
Yeah.
good, but hard work is still part of it. Hard work is still part of it. I think I have to recome in. My computer is giving me problem. It wants to go off.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I come in through another. It's going to go off now. Just 1 minute.
Okay.
You will stay online. I go out and come back in.
Okay. Okay. No
As usual.
problem. No problem. So, our guest today is Coach Ogbonna, and she's been talking about atomic habits. That's tiny, the power of making tiny, consistent changes. They look small. The changes, they look small. They look as if they are not even relevant. But okay, it's like she's back.
Okay.
Okay, she's back.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
The laptop is just it's giving some problems. So let's continue like this.
Yeah.
So it takes, no matter how smart you want to work, you just have to know that you are going to work hard. There's a place for hard work. Only that when you add your smart work, you go faster. But you
Mm.
cannot totally eliminate hard work.
Yeah.
So some of the obstacles that you might get in even those tiny steps is that sometimes you forget, you slip off. I get up without drinking the water. It's when you're already in the bathroom or when you're already on the road, you say, hey, I did not remember. It happens.
True.
It happens that you can forget. But you have to now try to stack it to something that you always do
Yeah.
that will make you not to forget it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to try and put it into something that you know that you will never forget. For example, immediately my alarm rings, I'm offing my alarm, I'm on in my meditation. Even my church will say, my daughter will say, I don't know who I was talking to. I said, and sometimes when I wake up in the night and I cannot sleep, I just start doing deep breathing. Say, Mama, we hear it. We hear it. So it's just automatic. It's just automatic for me. I just wake up, something else came to my mind. Like for me, they don't tell me, except it's an emergency, they don't tell me anything that can wait till the next day that's not a good news. That's something that'll make me to think in the night. No, I don't do that. Understand? So in case, and as a human being, something else comes to your mind, just comes to my mind, I'll just start doing it immediately. Because I've associated deep breathing to peace for me.
Yeah.
And as I crave for peace more than anything, because when I have peace, I'm able to run. I'm able to do a lot of things.
Mm.
So you have to put that small habit to add it to something, connect it to something that you always do. Like I always go to work, then I put my gym in my going to work. You are writing. What can you add to it? Okay, I'm going to write when I'm writing in my journal, when I'm writing what I'm grateful for, or when my alarm rings when I'm supposed to pray with my sisters. You put it with something. You understand? So most of the time we forget it, especially at the beginning. As
Mm.
a mom, you sleep off because you want to train your child, you sleep off. Use an alarm, you use something to make you not to forget your child. You don't give them something to drink, like I said before, reducing the excuses. You don't give them something to drink so late in the night so that they don't have to go to the toilet.
Mm.
Secondly, don't feel it does not make a difference. This small thing, what difference will it make for me? It will make a big difference for you at the end of the day. We're not just looking, that's why I asked you, how do you want to see yourself at the end of the year? How do you see yourself at the success? You are looking at the end result. You're not looking at the everyday results. Sometimes, let me use weight loss. Sometimes you're having a weight loss program and you go on the scale, you're not seeing any
It's not
change.
moving.
It's not moving. That's the word, Mama. It's not moving. But you measure your weight, your waist, measure your bust, take that old trouser, and it's entering.
Thin.
So don't feel it's not working. No, continue because that's the lifestyle you want to. That's another thing. That's the lifestyle you want to. So continue. Continue. Don't forget. If you forget, not a problem. If you miss a day, tell yourself you will
It's
not
not the
miss.
end of the world.
It's not the end of the world, but promise yourself you will not miss another day.
Yes.
You have to be strict on yourself because life will happen. But if you miss a day, promise yourself you will not miss another day.
Yeah.
So these are just simple things. We laugh about them, but they have made a tremendous transformation for me, and they can make for you in
Yeah.
whatever um, area. So let me just summarize. One, have your end goal in mind. What do you want to achieve? Two, let it be small. Let that goal be small, but do it every day. Three, try and remove every obstacle, both for starting a new habit or stopping a bad one. Remove any habit, any excuses, reduce them. The next thing, try and make it easier for you to do, make it attractive for you to do. And always press reset, even though you forget or you misdo it, continue. That's
Mm-hmm.
the way, that's the only way you can create it to be a system. Because if you don't give up, when you now give up, it will not be
Yeah.
it's not be a normal system. But if you failed, immediately you continued, your body is getting used to it that way. So, but when you miss a day, when you miss a particular, be hard on yourself. It's hard work. Try not to miss the second day.
Yeah.
And with time it becomes a way of life. for you. You know,
Okay.
that's where I will stop. I'll just say our success is not a result of big wins, it's a sum of small, invisible steps that we
Yeah.
repeat every day. People, there's one thing somebody was asking me, and I said, do you know that success is never sudden? It's
Mm.
never.
It's
It's,
not.
n- it's never sudden. You see people, all of a sudden, nine. Go and ask, sorry, I said nine. No,
Yeah,
go and
that's
ask
fine.
them. Go and ask them. It's never sudden. You were not looking at them before. That was why. Go
Yes.
and ask them. It's never sudden. So just continue those small, you can call them insignificant steps, but continue, let them be part of you. I post every day. It's it has become a system for me. So a lady asked me, how is it that you can post every day? I said, me, is now personally I had to reduce my posting to 3 times in a week, which I still cannot hold on to because my body is used to posting every single day. Both spiritual posting and my business. It comes automatically now. It becomes a system. So if you make it to be a system that you can fall back on, it
Mm-hmm.
should not go automatically.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you so much, Coach Ify. There's something you mentioned I wanted to ask you about. You said something about Savers method.
Yes.
Can you just quickly explain what that means?
Okay. Okay.
Mm,
If you really want to start living a better lifestyle, and also to how to create new habits, it's what they call the SAVER method, and is an acronym. S is silent.
okay.
S is you just taking time to. You can call it meditation also if you want. Taking
Mm,
out time to not be silent, especially in the morning. These savers, these things, you can choose to do them in the mornings, in the afternoon, in the evening. You can choose to do them once a day. You can choose to do them many times in a day. You
mm-hmm.
know. So that's silent. You just wake up, you read your Bible or whatever you do. You just be silent. As Christians, we want to receive a word from God. And sometimes just for you just to just be in a place of null, of zero, of just not having any burden, of nothing, and you have clarity, you get strength to continue. That's the S. Then
Mm,
the A is affirmation. And there are different kinds of affirmations. Like I always say, you have your affirmations whereby you say, I'm prepared, I'm powerful, I'm beautiful.
mm,
And there are affirmations you say. I say, for example, Coach Ify, you can make it. Coach Ify, you can. One pushes me, or one corrects me.
mm,
Sometimes when I'm shy, I'll tell myself, Coach Ify, as if I'm plugging myself. It's also a
mm-hmm.
form of affirmation. So
Yeah.
I have my morning affirmations. I also have affirmations during the day when I feel discouraged or whatever. I say them. It helps you. And as a Christian, Bible says, let the weak say I'm strong, let the poor say I'm rich. So why would you not say those
Great.
positive things?
Mhm.
Then you have the V, visualization. And this is the one that I have problem with a lot of people. I
Yeah.
was teaching a women's group in the church. They said, if how can I just sit down and be visualizing? I say, yes, it has been proven to work. And
Yeah.
I tell you, the first thing you will get is that, first of all, you feel fulfilled in yourself. Athletes, they do it. The way they will tell them, visualize yourself carrying that trophy. you know Visualize yourself doing so and so thing. It will help you to achieve it more. So learn to visualize your goals, learn to visualize you speaking on the platform, learn to visualize yourself running and winning that thing that you want to win, whatever it is. Do it as often as you can. Then you have your E is exercise. So it's good to do it in the mornings. If you can go for a run in the morning, if you can go for a walk, or at home, you do your stretches. And if you're a woman above 50, you're supposed to be doing, even though you do exercise. I started doing stretches very, very late in life. You need to do your stretches. You just wake up, you just move your body. If you are a man, you do even as a woman, you do your squats and things like that. Then you have your R, your reading. So either in the morning you can read your Bible, or you read a book,
Mm,
and gain something for it. And if possible, share it. If you want what you read to stay, share what you gain with somebody. is very important, you know. And the last one is scribing, which is like writing or journaling. And you can journal different things. You can journal your goals. You can journal things you are grateful for. You can journal your worries. We talked about journaling your pains, writing them, tearing them down, burning them, you know, writing them, getting that chaos inside of you, putting it on paper, or also looking for things you are grateful for. Gratitude is one thing I always fall back to, especially when I'm feeling down. It strengthens me. It makes me to see the things I've really have and achieved. So that's a system that works for me, and I do it as much as possible, many times in a day.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Coach Ife. In fact, this has been um, a very interesting discussion and very informative. There's something that I noticed when you talk to people about habits, about changing their habits, they'll say, I don't have time. And one thing I've come to know that you don't need time. What you need is a trigger. It's not time that is your problem.
That's it.
It's the trigger
That's it.
that you need, something that will make you take the action. Just like I gave the example of drinking coffee. The trigger, the cue is that I'm feeling not so energized. And I have to do something to improve that situation. So what you need is that trigger, that thing that will get you going. It's not the time because you will always find the time.
Yeah, yes.
You will always find it. See,
That's
all
true.
this our over busy. When, for example, you now have a health challenge, you will find the time to exercise. That's what you need to do to overcome the health challenge. Did
That
your
is it.
24 hours increase? No.
No,
It's still the same
no.
number of hours you had. So what you actually need is not time per se, is that trigger, that thing that will get you moving. Then something else that I've heard people complain is that this thing you're telling me to do is too small.
Hmm.
Not going
Hmm.
to make any difference. It doesn't matter. You're not looking for big. That's the point. For it to be small is the idea, because it's more achievable, because it's tiny. And I've never seen any small thing that if it's worked on that does not grow. I've not seen.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it must grow. It's only when you abandon it that it dies. But once that small thing is being nurtured, is it a seed, whatever you're putting water, you're putting fertilizer, it will grow. It will.
That's it.
So nothing is too small. Just start. We were talking about reading the Bible. Now, I found it difficult to read a hard copy Bible for a long time because I don't know how to get through Numbers. I don't know how to get through Deuteronomy. What I did, what got me into was I saw that there's this audio Bible that is called the dramatized
Yeah, version.
version, I think. Yeah.
Mm.
That is what got me into reading the Bible. Oh. As in now, if I don't do it a day, I feel like something is missing. So I started with that dramatized version of the Bible. They actually act out
The scenes.
what you're
Yeah,
reading. So that would get me thinking, that would get me immersed in the experience of all those numbers, Deuteronomy, all those ones that I don't know how to read on my own. And now I always use my audio Bible. I know some people are not too, they feel audio Bible, your attention is not 100% there. But I tell you that as I'm listening to that audio Bible, there are things that I will hear. I pick up my phone, note it down. If
exactly.
anything, note it
Exactly.
down. Anything that talks to me, speaks to me, pick up my notepad on my phone, note it down immediately. Even on the YouVersion Bible app, you can put the note right there on that
That's it. Yeah,
version, and it's there for you forever. You can go back
that's it.
anytime and look at it. So
That's
look
it.
what works for you. It's not
Exactly. Know
because
yourself.
Yes, it's not because the other person is able to read 9 chapters, hard copy Bible, 9 chapters. You now force yourself to start reading 9 chapters, hard copy Bible. Do the dramatized Bible first.
That's it.
Do 5 minutes, 2 chapters first. One. Just see, one of our greatest, I believe, challenges is comparison. Don't compare with anybody, compare with yourself. Compare with your yesterday. That's the person you were yesterday. Compare your person that you are today with that person you were yesterday.
Let me even, I don't want to say disagree. Let
Mm.
me just even say that the greatest problem is that we don't know ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't, if you just know yourself, because even though after, even if we don't compare, we don't even know what is good for us or what is easier for us. But when you now know yourself, know when am I, what do I grab more? Do I grab audio? Do I
Mhm.
grab to read in the
Exactly.
morning? Like me, I don't pray much in the morning because it doesn't work for me. And I have some people, they pray 3 hours, 2 hours in the morning before
Mhm.
going out. Me, I'm out here 5:30 in the morning. So I cannot pray that much in the morning. It doesn't pass to my distance. So why should I feel bad comparing myself to somebody else? I'm making that mistake. I have to know myself. I have to know my situation, you know. So knowing yourself, accepting yourself, knowing your strengths, your weaknesses will really go a long way in you creating these habits and sticking to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sticking to them, you know.
You're very correct. You're very correct. We do need to know ourselves. So important. So important. So thank you once again, Coach Ify, for always answering when I call. Each time I come to you, you are quick to respond and say, yes, I will take it up. So thank you once again for joining me this afternoon. And thank you
Thank you so
everyone
much.
that joined today's session and those that will watch the replay. I found out maybe because of the timing, a lot
Yeah.
more people watch the
Watch
replay.
replay.
So
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. All I need is that people are watching it and gaining something from it. So thank you once again, Coach Ify. Thank you everyone that joined us this
Mhm.
afternoon. Remember to follow us on all our social media handles. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Growth Habits with Ngozi. Facebook, of course, my personal Facebook page also, Ngozi Omucholoba. Join us, connect with us everywhere. We have a new book that is coming out. So sometime this year I did that. Yes, I did a 21-day transformational
Program.
program. Yes. And it was so interesting for me. Aside from what the people that participated, I decided to put together the things that we did in that 21 days program into a book. So the book will, well, actually, the book is actually already on Amazon right now.
Wow.
On Amazon right now, but the hard copies are not yet available for people in Nigeria. Amazon, you can order it and they will print and send to you. Yeah, so, but for those that are in Nigeria that don't have access to Amazon, I'm still working on getting the hard copies. So I will put the link at the end of this session so they can check it out on Amazon. If you want the e-copy, you can actually get the e-copy from seller in Nigeria if you don't want to wait for the hard copy. But that was really on it
Yeah.
because it wasn't a program I intended to have. It was not in my plan for the year. It just suddenly came. I even thought it was going to be a personal transformation, normal journey I do, for every year, somewhere in the year. I have a time set apart to just refresh, renew, reset. So it was supposed to be that for me, but I just kept having this urge to make it public, and I did, and a few people joined, and it was really, really so
That's great.
impactful. So yeah, so that book is ready. I will put the link. You can get it on Amazon. You can get the e-copy on seller, and once the hard copies are also available, I will let us also know. So thank you once again, everyone, for joining me. Next week, what do I have next week? I'm trying to remember if I have a guest next week. Next week is already May, right?
No.
Next week
Is
is
it
not
May
May.
already?
Interesting.
Next
It's
week,
not. It's
Tuesday. I don't think
29th of
so.
April. So I have another guest. Yes, next week is 29th.
Yeah.
I have another guest. We're going to be talking about morning routines for a
Oh,
successful day. Yes, morning routines. So I have another guest coming up next week. I will. Her name is Jenny Mike Alicha. I will put up her profile and everything later on. Thank you. Please make sure you are there. next week. Don't miss it for any reason. Meanwhile, for this week, during this series, I always give us one assignment to do. So for this week, choose one habit, one small habit that aligns with your purpose, aligns with who you want to become. Choose that habit. Write out um, like the cue, write out the routine, the reward of that habit you're trying to form. Write it out and then track it for 7 days. Just for 7 days and see how it is. And do let me know how it goes. I will let you know how my own, because I will pick my own habits and I
I'll
will
pick
write
one too.
out and I will let you
Actually,
track it.
actually, yesterday when I was preparing, I told my kids, okay, what one habit are all of you? Because whatever I teach, I try to also teach them, you know. I said
Mm.
we should all pick one habit and start it at least for 1 week, exactly what you are saying, and we'll
Okay,
give
so
our feedback too.
yes, so please do that and let me know in the comments before the next session that we'll have next week, Tuesday. What is the habit you picked? How did you track it? How did it go for 7 days? All right, thank you so much. And remember to make today an everyday count. Be valuable and ensure that you are growing. Thank you so much.
Amen.
See you next week, Tuesday. Thank you once again, Coach Ify.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.